No oxygen. Oceans stop producing. Phytoplankton dies off. Humans suffocate slowly. 70% oxygen lost. NASA reports disaster. Ecosystems collapse fast. 50% life extinct. Harvard study warns. Food chains broken. 7 billion dead. WHO predicts doom. Planet dies slowly. We eat plastic. We eat plastic. Microplastics in food, causing cell damage. 80% of water contains microplastics, harming human organs. 5 trillion pieces float in oceans, entering food chain. WHO reports risks. Harvard studies effects. NASA tracks pollution. All erupt now. 7,000 volcanoes. Magma builds pressure. Global devastation. 1,000 gigatons. Sulfur dioxide released. Temperature drops 10 degrees Celsius. 75% at risk. Global famine warning. Societal collapse. Decades of aftermath. Inhabitable areas lost. Low probability event. Toxic food. Toxic chemicals, caused by PFAS, kills 1 million. 99% infected. Harvard research finds cancer is likely. 75% packaging contains forever chemicals. EPA warns humans. NASA studies effects on human blood. WHO reports dangers. Earth dies. 90% affected. NASA warns radiation. Global blackout. 10 to the power of 22 joules. Energy released. Power grids fail. Trillions lost. Economic collapse. Society chaos. 90% population. Health risks high. WHO warns. Toxic water. Kills 1,000. Microalgae toxins. Human death. Affects 10. NASA research. Global problem. Costs 1 billion. Harvard study. Economic loss. Spreads 50. WHO warning. Global outbreak. Earth dies instantly. Gamma rays kill. DNA damage occurs. Life ends quickly. Burst releases energy. NASA tracks events. Atmosphere destroyed. Harvard research warns. Ozone layer depleted. Cancer rates soar. WHO reports disaster. Ecosystem collapses. Extinction guaranteed. Highways kill. Highways cause cancer. Pollution damages cells. 40% of Americans affected. 7 million die annually. WHO reports air pollution. Cardiovascular disease increases. Children suffer respiratory issues. Harvard research confirms. Toxic air is deadly. Long-term exposure is fatal. NASA studies air quality. Clean air is essential. Billion dead. 400 million affected. NASA says so. Massive displacement. $100 billion damage. Harvard estimates. Economic collapse. Waterborne diseases. WHO warns. Millions infected. Environmental disaster. NASA research. Permanent damage. PFAS in blood. PFAS in 97%. Caused by pollution. Affects human health. 98% of water contains toxic PFAS. Harvard reports risks. 1 in 5 deaths linked to PFAS. NASA-funded study. Zero safe levels. WHO reports danger. PFAS in food. Earth loses magnetism. 90% loss. Magnetic field weakens. Planet loses shield. 4,000 satellites affected. NASA tracks damage. Global navigation fails. 50% power loss. Grids fail worldwide. Society collapses slowly. 10% species extinct. WHO warns of risks. Humanity faces extinction. %40 suicidal. 4 billion affected. Dopamine release. Long-term damage. 2 hours limit. Brain chemistry. Irreversible harm. 60% depressed. Algorithms manipulate. Society suffers. 30% anxious. Therapy helps. Regulation needed. %40 gone. Insects dying. Pollination decreases. Food shortages. 40% extinct. Ecosystem collapses. Human health suffers. NASA warns. Insect decline accelerates. Economic losses. WHO reports. Insect extinction rises. Global instability. You're tracked. 5,000 pieces orbit. NASA tracks daily. Crashes are inevitable. 1,000 tons toxic. Chemicals harm humans. Health risks increase. 200 satellites damaged. Signals lost forever. Communication fails. 50 years to clean. NASA needs help. Future is uncertain. Sahara is dark. Sahara is 9 terawatts. NASA calculates power. Darkness is energy. 79 terawatts is generated. Harvard research confirms. Powering the world. 78% emissions reduced. WHO claims benefits. Climate change slows. Human history changes. Consequences are unknown. Effects are studied. %93 toxic. Toxic chemicals found, causing health problems, affecting 93%. WHO issues warnings. Chemicals linked to cancer. NASA studies effects. Harvard studies impacts. Toxic chemicals everywhere. Human body affected. 93% of furniture. Toxic chemicals present. You are at risk. You eat poison. Heavy metals in food, caused by pollution, damages human organs. 93% of foods contaminated. WHO sets safety limits. Levels often exceeded. NASA finds toxic effects. Harvard studies human impact. Brain damage possible. Long-term exposure harmful. WHO warns of risks. Health consequences severe. Toxic home. 85% homes toxic. WHO links to cancer. Kills 1,000 daily. Chemicals in furniture. EPA warns of danger. Causes 50% diseases. Harvard study reveals. Toxic chemicals in air. Kills 5,000 yearly. NASA research confirms. Indoor pollution deadly. Affects 90% people. You breathe toxic air. Toxic air surrounds you. Particulates are 5 times higher, killing 7 million annually. Indoor pollution is 5x worse, caused by human activities, Harvard research confirms. 9 out of 10 breathe polluted. WHO reports alarming rates. Indoor air is deadliest. NASA studies indoor pollution, finding high toxin levels. You are at risk daily. "95% have BPA. BPA in food causes health issues, affects 95%. Used in packaging, leaches into food, Harvard confirms. 95% have BPA, linked to diseases, WHO warns. EPA has warnings. BPA in water, health risks. You breathe toxins. Toxins are everywhere. WHO links to cancer, killing you slowly. 75% of furniture. Harvard confirms dangers, exposing you daily. Chemicals cause cancer. EPA warns of risks. Silent killer found. NASA research agrees. CDC supports findings. Toxic home reality. You breathe toxic air. Toxic air surrounds you. Particulates are 5 times higher. Health risks are increased. Indoor pollutants are deadly. WHO confirms 4 million deaths. Air quality is crucial. NASA research agrees. Ventilation is the key. Clean air is essential. Harvard study reveals. Indoor air is 5 times worse. Breathe carefully always. You are 90% controlled. Gut bacteria decides mood, producing 90% serotonin, affects mental health. 90% of serotonin produced in the gut, not brain, influences mood and behavior. Harvard study confirms link between gut and mental health. Ignoring gut health is risky. WHO reports 1 billion affected by mental health issues linked to gut bacteria imbalance. "15% more strokes. Highway exhaust is toxic, causes inflammation in brain, increases stroke risk. 15% increased risk due to long-term exposure, affects millions worldwide. WHO confirms the risk. Harvard study agrees. Stroke risk is higher. NASA tracks pollution, globally, a major issue. Affects human health. "40% lost. 40% lost. Harvard study finds. Brain damage risk. 6 months only. WHO warns too. Memory loss. NASA research. Screen time effects. Mental health. 40% decline. Scientists alarmed. Future uncertain. "100x more microplastics. 100x more microplastics. Due to plastic pollution, affects human health. 93% of water contaminated. WHO and NASA confirm. Long-term effects unknown. Microplastics in every sip. Harvard studies show presence in tap and bottled water. No safe amount of microplastics. Research still ongoing. Health risks not fully understood.